Achoo. Bless you. Oh, thank you. What's the matter? Oh, I think I've caught a cold. Could you fetch me a handkerchief? Here you are. You'd better go to bed and try to have a rest. Oh, good idea. Salutations, class. I will be your teacher of English today. Let us start our lesson. On the screen, you can see some words, and these are our new vocabulary words. Such slides will sometimes appear during our lesson, and each time you have to pause the video and write them down in your copybooks. And each time I will read them to you aloud so that you know how they are pronounced. A handkerchief. To catch a cold. To fall ill. To treat somebody. So, you've listened to a short situation. In general, what was it about? We may say that the guy sneezed and realized that he had caught a cold. Do you know what does to catch a cold mean? And if you thought about простудиться, then you're right. In other words, the guy fell ill. And what do you usually do when you fall ill? Well, I suppose your ideas are different and interesting. Some of you may think it's better to call the doctor. Others may think that it's possible to treat oneself at home. Let's imagine that you are in the same situation as the guy from the dialogue. I would like to offer you a game. There are 8 sentences about some stuff that everyone has at home. You have to read the given sentences and drag the words that will suit the sentence. By the way, here are some new words that you will come across in the activity. Now please pause the video, go through the link which you can find in the description of the video, and do the activity. I know that the system automatically checks your answers, but still, I will show you the correct ones. Let's read them. A handkerchief will certainly be useful if you have a runny nose. You mustn't take antibiotics without asking the doctor. It can be dangerous. Garlic has a strong smell, but it's great for your immune system. You can get the towel wet and put it on your forehead if you have a high temperature. You mustn't drink hot tea, because it can damage your sore throat even more. Drink warm tea instead. Swallowing a spoonful of honey will do good if you have a sore throat. And we move on. At this lesson, we are learning words about being ill. I guess it's important for you to know how to ask for help or even complain a little when you're ill. In English, of course. In this situation, complex object is very useful. Some of you may already know the rule, but someone may not. Anyway, let's revise it. So, complex object is a combination of a noun in the common case or a pronoun in the objective case, and an infinitive used after the predicate. Итак, сложное дополнение состоит из имени существительного или местоимения в объектном падеже и инфинитива глагола с частицей to или без нее. The infinitive may be used as part of complex object after the verbs that you can see on the screen. So, after the following verbs, the infinitive has no particle to hear, to see, to watch, to feel, to let, and to make. And here is an example. I feel my stomach hurt badly. Я чувствую, как сильно болит мой живот. Here the verb feel is used, and that is why the verb hurt is used without the particle to. And after the following verbs, the particle to is used before the infinitive. To want, to expect, to know, to suppose, to consider, and to believe. And here's another example. I believe the doctor to help me. Я верю в то, что доктор мне поможет. Here, the verb believe is used, and that is why the verb help is used with the particle to. And traditionally, here are some new words for you. Be sure to write them down in your copybooks. The temperature is rising, infectious, sick, an illness, to consider, and also curse. Now I would like you to help the ill man to ask for something or to complain about something. Now I should ask you to pause the video and do the task. I hope that you coped with the task, and now let's check up the answers really quickly. My temperature is rising. I feel my body get hotter. I advise you to keep distance because my illness is infectious. I want you to make me some tea. I hear you push the keyboard too hard. This noise makes my head hurt. I expected my friends to visit me when I am sick. I consider my illness to be a curse. I feel so bad. I find your care about me to be very pleasing. Thank you very much. If you feel like you need the doctor's advice, don't be shy. You may whether call the doctor and have a phone consultation, or you may go to the hospital and visit the doctor there. Of course, there are some situations when the doctor visits you at home, but such cases are not numerous. Now, I would like you to read a dialogue and be ready to answer some questions about it. By the way, here are some new words for you. You will come across them in the dialogue. To examine something. A symptom. To sneeze. To cough. To lose one's appetite. To prescribe medicine for a cold. A speedy recovery. To pass. And here I should ask you to pause the video and read the dialogue by yourself. Now, when you have read the dialogue, you are ready to answer the questions. Between whom was the dialogue? What symptoms did the patient have? Did the doctor examine the patient? What did the doctor advise to his patient? What medicine did the doctor prescribe? What did the doctor wish his patient? I certainly believe that you coped with the questions. Now let me provide you with possible answers. So, the dialogue was between the patient and the doctor. The patient didn't want to do anything. He had a sore throat, and also he sneezed and coughed. Moreover, he lost his appetite. Yes, the doctor did examine the patient. The doctor examined his throat. The doctor advised his patient to stay indoors, drink much water with tea and lemon, and keep warm, and also measure the temperature and watch the condition. So, the doctor prescribed pills for the patient's cold, and antibiotics were the plan B. And the doctor wished his patient a speedy recovery. Now, When we are totally done with the questions, let's try and use the new words you came across in the dialogue. Imagine that recently you've caught a cold and had to visit the doctor. Think a little and try to describe the whole process according to the questions. How did you fall ill? What symptoms did you have? What did the doctor tell you to do? Did he prescribe anything for your illness? So, what can you speak about in this task possibly? Listen to my short story. I came home from school and felt sick. I felt very tired and didn't want to do anything. Also, I was sneezing and coughing. I understood that I should visit the doctor. The doctor told me to get a good rest and to stay at home. He also prescribed pills for my cold. And now we're finished with this task. By the way, did you all notice something in this sentence from the original dialogue? If your condition gets worse, you will have to take these antibiotics. What grammar rule is used in this sentence? If you thought about first conditional, then you are right. In the next activity, this rule will be very useful. But firstly, let's revise the rule really quickly. So, first, conditional sentences are used to talk about real and possible situations. Here we use a simple present tense in the if clause and will plus the infinitive in the result clause. And here's an example for you. If you eat an apple a day, you will keep the doctor away. In the first clause, in the if clause, we can see that the verb eat is used in the present simple tense. And in the second clause, in the result clause, there are used will plus the infinitive of the verb to keep. So, after the revision of the rule, you are ready for the next activity. And I would like to offer you to be a doctor by yourself. Now, please, try and answer your patient's questions. Here, I should ask you to pause the video and do the task. So, I hope that you coped with the task, and now let's check up the answers really quickly. Number 1. Doc, I have caught a cold. If you drink much tea, you will recover very soon. Number 2. What can you prescribe for my headache, doctor? Your headache will pass if you take these pills twice a day. Number 3. I am sneezing and I don't want the people around me to get ill too. What shall I do? You certainly will not infect the people around you if you use a handkerchief. Number 4. Doctor, the pills you prescribed for my sore throat do nothing. Is there anything else I can take to get well? Of course, you will get well soon if you take the antibiotics I prescribed for your illness. Number 5. Doc, I am well now, but I don't want to catch a cold again. What can you advise? You will not fall ill again if you put on warm clothes. We're almost done for today, class. We have to do one more task. At this lesson, you learned a lot of new words, and now I would like you to use them. So, here I should ask you to Now please pause the video and do the translation by yourself in written form. I believe that you coped with the translation, but let me provide you with the answers. Number 1. I'm sneezing and coughing. It seems you have caught a cold. Number 2. The doctor wished her a speedy recovery, and she got well very soon. Number 3. I lost my appetite to everything except pizza. Number 4. The doctor prescribed these pills for my cold. Number 5. I see you get well. Number 6. You will recover sooner if you drink tea with lemon. Number 7. The temperature of your body rises because of your immune system. Number 8. Could you fetch me a handkerchief? I have a runny nose and I am sneezing. Number 9. Have you visited the doctor already? Yes, and I have even bought the pills he prescribed for my cold. All right, class. This is almost the end of our lesson. Now I would like you to listen to your home task. In this task, you have to do absolutely the same that we did at our lesson today. You have the gaps in the sentences and the verbs in brackets at the end of the sentences, and you have to put them in proper forms in order to form first conditional sentences. And in this task, you have to translate some sentences from Russian into English. And those sentences are based on the rule of complex object. And also in these sentences, there are a lot of words that you've learned today. Please be sure to use them. So, class, think about what you have learned today. You have learned a lot of new words about the topic health and also did a perfect translation. And you are now able to ask the doctor for advice or even consult the patients by yourself. Also, you got to know how to treat oneself at home. As far as grammar is concerned, today you revised 2 rules: complex object and first conditional sentences. So, how do you evaluate your work today? Was it perfect? Was it good? Or was it poor? Anyway, I believe that you all did well today. I would like to thank you for attending this lesson. Thank you very much for your work today and have a nice day. Goodbye. Теперь я хотел бы прокомментировать работу с детьми с задержкой психического развития 7.2. А что я предлагаю конкретно сделать, чтобы улучшить данный урок? Я предлагаю повторный просмотр видео и перемотку при возникновении каких-либо непонятных ситуаций. Также упрощенные задания. Это я прокомментирую попозже. Также я предлагаю использование физкульт-минуток и отдых для предотвращения наступления переутомления. Также последние последние два способа улучшения видео связаны. Это именно замедлить речь учителя и замедлить воспроизведение видео. Ну, как бы, замедляя видео, замедляется и речь учителя. В настройках на YouTube есть опция замедлить видео, как раз-таки всегда стоит обычная скорость. Можно поставить на 25 сотых поменьше, на 75 сотых скорости воспроизведения, и тогда все будет еще медленней. Вот по поводу упрощенных заданий. На уроке у нас было такое задание на First Conditional, где пропущены глаголы, в конце предложения они даны в скобках, нужно преобразовать было и сделать как раз-таки вот предложение, то есть посоветовать, как, будучи доктором, своему пациенту что-либо делать. И как оно может упроститься. Во-первых, оно довольно громоздкое. То есть, ну, для детей с ЗПР, наверное, все-таки внимание очень сильно разбежится. Поэтому нужно, как я считаю, убрать реплики пациентов и оставить только ответы доктора. И вот что у нас получится. Задание сокращается практически в 2 раза, и дети с ЗПР смогут концентрироваться непосредственно именно на этих предложениях. В принципе, это все. Спасибо большое за внимание и до свидания.